This is part 2 of the tutorial on your classroom dashboard. And this time, we've already looked at the menu up above, so now we're going to take a look at the different boxes down below. And some of this is, we've already seen ways to access a lot of this information through those tabs, but now we're going to take a look at what you can see just from coming to this dashboard and looking at these boxes. So the first box over on the left, this is going to be the breakdown of the assignments for this week. So when we open this up, we can actually see the objectives for week 2. Week 2's title will appear here. And in this box here, we can actually select what we're going to see below in this window. We can look at just today's items, we can look at this week's items, and we can look at items that have been recently accessed. All of these are the choices that we have through here. We can also choose whether or not to look at just the prepare items with this button right here, or if we want to look at collaborate or apply. So we can look at sections of the week 2 tasks, or we can look at all by clicking the all button, which is also the default. If an assignment still needs to be done by a student, they're going to see a exclamation point listed next to this task. So that will help them figure out where they are in making progress throughout the work for the class week. And below, this button can be clicked to actually view the course syllabus if the student needs a little bit more guidance than what's provided within this box. So that's the week 2 assignment box there. Next we have the calendar box. And you've already seen how to look at the full view of your calendar. Through this view, you see the current week, and by clicking on View Schedule, you can switch this to an hourly view. That'll still show it on this same dashboard screen. It won't take you into your actual calendar tab that we looked at last time. So that's going to push some of your items way down the page. So we can click Hide Schedule to put that away again. So the current week is going to be what's showing, but in this bar right here, we can go to any of the other weeks that we want to have a look at. So if we want to see what's coming up next week in week 3, we'll just click 3, and that'll give us the breakdown of when the lectures are, what the assignment due dates are, and all of that good stuff. So that's the calendar. And then we can also come down to the forum box. And this will show us the most recent messages in the forum postings. So we see what Luke Moonwalker said in his last post on May 9th. And then below that we see a response by Mary Elizabeth from earlier that day. You can click on Read More, and that will actually take you to the this should take us to, yeah, here's the forum post itself. We can read the whole thing, we can reply to it, quote and reply, and if we need to, we can also delete the post from there. So from seeing this post down in the forum box, we can access it and make some changes. Now that we've read Luke's post, it's no longer showing up as unread, so it's disappeared from this list. So this is an easy way to see how many new posts you haven't had a chance to look at. You can also, of course, see those in the class forums up here. Next over are the announcements. And this is going to show announcements that the teacher has posted. So if you have something that you need to tell all of your students, this is where they're going to be seeing it, under the announcements. And the students can read more of this announcement by clicking the Read More button, just like we did above with the forum postings. Next, we have the class activity. And this is a really quick overview of what's going on in your class as far as the work goes. So we see the students with a cumulative score that is less than 75%, the number of those students. So this gives us a sense of how our class as a whole is doing. We can then see students who missed due dates in the last 2 weeks. So students who are falling behind, we can see how many we have there. We can look at how many students haven't posted anything in the forum within the last 2 days. So that will give us a sense of how active those forums have been. And then we can look at how many students have not accessed the course content at all in the last 3 days. So this is a quick overview that can give you some information. And if you want to find out who these students are in any of these sections of the class activity, you can just click the number and it will list them. You can click the X to close out of that. And then the final field is assessment. And this will show you how many new submissions have been made for each of the different assignments for this week. We can then from there go and take a look at that assignment. We can download the file that's been uploaded by each student. We can make our comments here, and we can enter points, all directly from seeing that show up on our dashboard. We're going to go through the details of how you actually grade work later, but I just wanted to show you that from this course dashboard, you can immediately get into the new submitted assignments and get those graded without doing much more navigating. So all of these boxes on the dashboard for your course will hopefully make it easier to navigate your way through and make the process of seeing what's going on in your class and grading your work a much quicker and simple process.